If you like video games, chances are that at some point you've played one of the many Pokemon games that exist on older consoles, ranging from the Game Boy to the Nintendo 3DS and now the Nintendo Switch. The newest Pokemon game, Pokemon Let's Go, manages to keep the nostalgic feeling of games like Pokemon Yellow by using similar layouts in the original 151 Pokemon, but updates visuals and everything else to make it feel much better on a modern console. With a mix of streamlined Pokemon catching mechanics from Pokemon Go, clever dungeon puzzles, all those trainer battles, and a personalized feeling gaming experience thanks to the choice of a partner Pokemon, Pokemon Let's Go combines old and new concepts well to make Let's Go echo the greatness of its source material while still being simple enough to make it enjoyable now, and this easy to pick up experience in my first return to the world of Pokemon console games is one that I'm glad Let's Go let me return to. Pokemon Let's Go starts exactly how I remembered a typical Pokemon game starting. You select your appearance, yours and your rival's names, and then your journey begins with you waking up on the day you're supposed to pick up a Pokemon from the professor's office, this time from the familiar Professor Oak from Pokemon Yellow and the Pokemon anime. Your first Pokemon is already chosen depending on if you bought Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, with your Eevee or Pikachu being the first Pokemon to enter your party and an adorable series of cutscenes that'll likely please any fan of either. Along with your goal of becoming the best Pokemon trainer, the professor gives you a Pokedex and in true gotta catch 'em all spirit tells you to fill the Pokedex as much as possible on your journey of exploring and getting gym badges in this world full of Pokemon. With the nostalgic goals I remembered from the Pokemon games I played when I was a kid, I had fun rediscovering the kind of Pokemon journey I'd had so much fun doing as a kid and seeing how it played out in this much better looking version. There are 8 gym badges to collect just like I remembered, with little Team Rocket intervals along the way bringing in characters I knew from the anime like Jessie and James, and cameos from Brock and Misty and their gyms and other things I knew made getting back into it fun and smooth. All of these familiar things have been visually overhauled so much so that you could forget that Pokemon Yellow was originally all pixels, thanks to how seamlessly this new visual style takes on the old layout in a colorful modern way. It was amazing how good certain dungeons like Team Rocket's hideout felt with their puzzle-like areas that are more reminiscent of older games, but was still fun and interesting to do in Let's Go thanks to good design and a fresh coat of paint, and it's a true testament to how good the original game was and how well it's been brought into Let's Go that make what essentially is a refresh of an old game feel fresh and innovative all over again. Helping Let's Go feel fresh and modern are the mechanics brought in from Niantic's Pokemon Go game for capturing, which I was a little concerned about initially, as I worried they'd take away from the fun JRPG grind and catch fest that used to be my time with Pokemon games. I had nothing to worry about though, as having battles and capturing be mostly separate in Pokemon Let's Go made both of these things feel much more focused, and there's more than enough of both, so I never felt like I was missing out. Rather than having random battles in grassy areas, you can visually see what Pokemon are around on the field and approach the ones you don't have or want more of, and skip whatever you don't need, which made gameplay feel a lot better since all battles and capturing sessions were expected and with purpose. Catching is done by getting the Pokeball in the circle like in Pokemon Go, which also uses similar extra things to up your chances, with raspberries making Pokemon easier to catch and lures attracting more rare Pokemon while you run on the field. I ended up preferring this way of capturing Pokemon to the old system, as it's very easy to see and understand your chances of actually getting a Pokemon, and the only reason I wasn't able to catch some at times was because I didn't have enough Pokeballs or raspberries, rather than accidentally critical hitting the very Pokemon I wanted to catch in the old games. It's a definite stray from the original system, but I think it's a step in the right direction, and wouldn't at all mind if these systems popped up in future Pokemon games to keep the cleaner catching experience. Since the nature of catching Pokemon is more streamlined than before, this gave me more time to strategize and enjoy Pokemon battles as I rediscovered its battle system. It's mostly the turn-based combat I remembered from the older Pokemon games, just with cooler looking attacks and flashier looking special moves, with a simple system of choosing from your 4 moves and trying to attack with a contrasting element all present in Let's Go. In a way, I found it surprisingly nice that the system didn't explain itself too much and just let you go in with trial and error, despite the fact I had completely forgotten for the most part how certain elemental weaknesses worked. So relearning this encouraged me not just to use my powerful Pikachu to take everything down sometimes, and test what works by using Pokemon with other elements to get the most out of my team. In saying that, an overpowered Pokemon like your partner one can get you pretty far in Pokemon Let's Go, but only if you play things smart, and I like that the simple system encourages encourage that. I kept my Pikachu ready with electric and fighting moves to take on the enemies that it was usually strong against with a few more, and this seemed to get me through a lot of the game, but I was also faced with a few battles that sent me to the Pokemon Center when I was careless, so the game is not without challenge. Perhaps if you're a veteran of the series, Let's Go will be easier, but as someone coming back to Pokemon after a while, I think the difficulty was just right for getting back into the swing of things and learning the system for the first time if you're new. There's a lot of emphasis on having a partner Pokemon and bonds with your team in Pokemon Let's Go, with Pikachu and Eevee serving as your main partner Pokemon that you can dress up and pet to feel a deeper bond with them and witness some general adorableness. This bond isn't just imaginary though, as the more things I did with my Pikachu, the more it would randomly do extremely helpful things to impress me in battle sometimes, such as doing a critical hit for a little bit of praise, or getting rid of status ailments so I wouldn't have to worry. Bonding isn't just for Pikachu and Eevee, as I seem to also get similar reactions from Pokemon I had follow me on the field, or ones I took with me using the Pokeball Plus. So if you're a fan of other Pokemon, while you can't get the exact same benefits of Pikachu and Eevee, you can get benefits for other Pokemon you like as well. And speaking of the Pokeball Plus, it's basically a gimmicky little controller to use while playing Pokemon Let's Go. But since one of my Joy-Cons likes to go crazy with the analog stick since I need a new one, I really enjoyed playing with the ball during most of my time with Let's Go, and it did kind of ignite that childhood fantasy of holding and throwing Pokeballs, so it's a bit of fun if you don't mind paying extra for it. The only downside to it is that using the Y button to sort menus is pretty hard, and some things you just can't do, like check what attacks do in battle since it's reserved for special attacks. For sorting, I could sometimes get it to work by randomly hitting the ball against my hand, but it wasn't ideal as this only worked sometimes. Using the Y button is mostly for optional features though, so this being an issue will depend on how much you need it in your own playthrough. While it's kinda hit or miss for actually playing Let's Go, the fun part of the Pokeball Plus is being able to take your Pokemon from the game out with you in the ball to gain extra experience and raise your bond with them. After keeping it in my bag, I found it so cool to come home after my usual day of working and commuting and see my chosen Pokemon level up a few times just for coming out with me. And although you don't have to do much other than bringing the ball, it's a really cute idea that traveling with you makes them feel happy and gains in-game experiences and candies supposedly found on the stroll. On top of walking, you can also play with them in the ball by shaking and rolling it to make the Pokemon extra happy. Just make sure to hold down the analog stick and the top button to put it on silent, something I had to Google when my Pikachu proudly proclaimed its existence while I was walking around, which was adorable but could be a problem if you're bringing it to work. Outside of permanently keeping my Pokeball Plus in my bag, there is plenty of replayability to be had once you reach the end of Pokemon Let's Go's main campaign. I have about 70 more Pokemon I could go and catch to complete my collection, including the ones I imported from Pokemon Go. There are new battle challenges I can do and rare Pokemon finds such as legendaries hiding in extra caves and areas around the map. Something I've always loved about Pokemon is how easy it is to jump in and out of it and choose if you want to go deep into it or not, and I feel this with Pokemon Let's Go as well. I know I won't be able to get to it again soon, but I know that when I do, all I have to do is look at my Pokedex, see what's missing, and go from there. And before that, I can keep bringing my Pokeball Plus with me on the go so that when I do come back, my Pikachu isn't too lonely and will be able to keep gaining XP for next time. And I'm sure that the Pokeball Plus will keep it fresh enough in my mind so that I come back to the fun actual game soon. Combining a traditional Pokemon game like Pokemon Yellow with Pokemon Go catching mechanics worked surprisingly well in this great modern-looking tribute to the original Kanto Pokemon games. It keeps the nostalgic charm of Pokemon games intact with its familiar Gameflow and maps all upgraded to work in a more modern way, and complements its gameplay that's easy to pick up for series veterans and newcomers, or people returning to the series thanks to its simplified mechanics that combine old and new ones well. I'm happy to say that Pokemon Let's Go is the first Pokemon game I finished in a long time, and will likely not be the last as it was a good reminder of how fun the series really is, and with great visuals and a streamlined approach to classic Pokemon working so well in Let's Go, I hope we see more of this kind of system again in some kind of Pokemon game in the future. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried Pokemon Let's Go. If you have, what did you think of it? And if you recommend any other more modern Pokemon games. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, or you can check out the blog at jrpgjungle.com, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at jrpgjungle. Links to those will be in the description below, along with links to where you can pick up Pokemon Let's Go and the Pokeball Plus. Until next time, thank you, bye!